Hello. Welcome to episode 19 of the How I Became Your Mother podcast. I'm so happy about this. I feel like it's just now starting to feel like back to being fun a little bit and like less stressful. I'm getting comfortable doing this. I have the system set up. I don't even I haven't recorded in the Octavia lab recently. This is all on my own personal equipment, and I feel very happy about this podcast. I feel very proud, and it was something that I wanted to do and did it. Like last year, it was a lot of planning. It was a dream. It was a desire. Another platform. The goal is to make it to 40 episodes this year. Um, I don't know that I can do that actually. Wait, hold on, let me count. Okay, so actually, if I stay on track with an episode every week till the end of the year, I'll make it to 31. But my initial goal was like, once, if I can stick through this till 40 episodes, it'll feel like a really good commitment. Um, but I'm proud and happy to have this, and it's morphing, and it's feeling therapeutic. And I'm just happy for those that are listening, those that catch different episodes, and for my future babies that are listening. So, thank y'all for being on a ride with me. This is a podcast where I am manifesting and attracting my babies and my future life through um telling my current stories and past stories. So this is like a little bit of a love letter of old stories as well as current thoughts. I really wanted to have a snapshot of where my mindset is here because I know by the time I have children, I'll be so changed. And I wanted to give them an opportunity to meet me at before I meet them. And while I'm intending on creating them. So that's what this whole thing is about, and I'm super hyped. Okay, so this episode is about, well, first of all, your father update. Y'all. The love life is up. The love life is up. The love life is up. Okay. Let me keep it a buck. Like 2 years ago, I was feeling very much detached in my love life. So much so I'm like, I need to figure this out. But right now, I'm enjoying it. I have suitors. I have had a lot of difficult conversations with people around not us not being compatible. I've had people spinning the block trying to see what's up. It's just very festive, and it's also a good time because it's Libra season. Today is October 8th, 2025, 10/8/25. And I've been examining my relationships, and my relationships have been some huge mirrors for me. Huge mirrors for me. And I'm hyped. So I'm just your father is very near. Very near. Very near. Um, because I'm feeling, you know how I know that your father is near? The way the manifestation process works is you ask, then the universe answers, then you practice um like allowing it to, like, knowing that it's coming, and then you super duper practice knowing that it's coming, and then you go into that phase of it coming. So I feel like I'm in the practice of super duper knowing because I can feel it and I'm feeling detached from it. I'm feeling like, oh, okay, it's happening. It he's gonna pull up shortly the way I least expect it. So in the interim, I'm enjoying myself. I'm learning myself. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm in the throes of relationship, in the throes of being understood, in the throes of just being a person that I would want my husband to be proud of. Period. Okay. So, what made me want to record this episode is that I think that brain training is something that is I don't really talk about all the time and I don't really explain it. And I think that I want to keep it as basic and as like layman's terms, as simple as possible because the concept is simple. And I think, no, let me not say I think. And I know that if this is foundational in your upbringing, in the way I plan to rear you, it will give you an edge up on what you may experience outside of our home. So hopefully this is something that you've heard many, many times and in many different iterations. I believe that this is likely going to be something that your father's into because period, this is just important. So I wanted to talk about this because how you perceive the world is super important. Let's think of it like this. Your perception, your brain is your first interaction with the world. So, how, whatever filter you have on your perception is going to determine how you move. So, sometimes, if you, like, for example, if you wake up and you may have not had a good night's rest, when you wake up, you may have a filter of frustration or irritability because you don't feel rested. So that the text message from someone who hit you early or too early, or maybe an email from a boss that may have been out of hours or out of time or talking about you, maybe something that maybe your little sibling has done that in the morning that may be a little bit more annoying when you experience it after a bad night's rest than if you had a good night's rest. That kind of thing is important. So what brain training does is it solidifies a filter on your brain that will support the kind of day and life that you actually want to happen, regardless of what happens throughout your day that may be a little bit out of your control. So, okay, so the way I would define brain training is um reaching for a belief or a thought or a preference that you want to have while you don't have that preference and working your life around changing your belief to that perception. So I've done this a couple, like a lot of areas in my life, but I'll just talk about fitness area and working out and health and wellness. specifically working out and being a fitness person. So when I first, I don't ever really remember enjoying physical labor or physical work, like working out, being a fitness person. When I was in fitness, the only kind of fitness that I kind of enjoyed was dance. I love to dance so much. So I love to go, even to this day, I love to go to a party and I love to hear music and I love to dance. It just brings me joy. That's the closest to consistent fitness that I naturally enjoyed. When we had gym and we had to run and we had to do this and this and that, I was not necessarily enjoying it. The only thing I liked during recess was double dutch. It was fun. You learn things. You had to keep up. You wanted to perfect how you ran, but it also wasn't making you sweat down to the ground, to the ground, to the ground. Like I did not enjoy that. So I figured out ways also because I learned about portion control and all of these different ways to maintain the size that I want. I definitely was not into fitness because I was like, well, if I can eat in a way where I don't gain or look outside like bad, it doesn't even make sense. I'm also still getting joints. Like, I don't need to focus on working out. And then when I was in The Lion King, the girlies loved to still work out, and I didn't understand how people wanted to work out outside of the show because I'm like, we're in this building 8 shows a week, 2.5 hours a day, moving, grooving. That's more than a lot of people are doing. Like some people sitting on at a desk, some people like fitness wise, workout wise. Why am I gonna add hours when I'm supposed to be asleep? Like they would go to classes and I would be so confused and be like, no. But okay, so fast forward, I learned that when I just all of the books that I read around success, health and wellness, around like winning and people who have the life that I aspire to be and people who healthily maintain it. The life that I aspire to have, the life that you will have. The life that you will have. The people who have that life, they live a certain way. And it's not something that is a secret. I've read so many books of different people who have attained a certain level of success, status, and consistent progression that shows that there's a level of daily physical movement that keeps them able to continue to produce, to be healthy, and to live happily. Then I started learning about all the endorphins that are produced when you work out and the oxytocin, and then how when you work out it improves your self-concept because you commit to yourself, you see the shift in your body, you become stronger, you become more confident in your ability to control your life. So it makes you feel like a more powerful person. So I was reading all of this and I'm like, Dad, like, this is crazy. Like, I really, in order for me to be that girl and to sit with that girl, she's going to be a fitness girly. She has to be. She's gonna eventually be a fitness girl. So I'm like, I gotta figure out how to choose to be a fitness girly versus me avoid, like I have to figure out how to make that something that I like. I have to train my brain into enjoying it. I have to train my brain into it feeling comfortable because this is something that I want to commit to. I don't want it to be like this chip on my shoulder the way I see some people relate to different things that they do. I feel like if you, well, just the science behind the law of attraction, the more committed and in and connected to your identity something is, just the more repetition, the more it's going to feel comfortable. So I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to like enjoy working out, right? So I was just like, okay. So I started going to yoga. And the way it started was OD gradual. Now, this is something that I felt like other things, other times I brain trained was not this gradual. Um, it happens really, it could happen a lot faster than this, but I'm just explaining it, this process. This was gradual because this wasn't a something that I was like super duper fast after, like in terms of like I gotta be a fitness girly by this day. Like I gotta be a fitness girly. In my mind, I was just like, okay, you gotta, it's the fitness girly is coming down the mountain soon. Like my ultimate goal, and I'm still in the middle of brain training and getting up to my most highest fitness girly self. Because my ultimate like fitness girly goal is to be able to run marathons in a space of like comfort, speed, and like great for average. Like I want to be just be better than the average person who trains for these marathons. Like I want my time to be like, not you ate the girlies up. Like you trying to be a little bit of a little, little flojo. Like I a little bit. Like I want it to be like that. Like I haven't really looked into it. But I know that means I gotta fall in love with running. I'm not even working yet. But I'm saying like this is what I'm going what how I'm working. So I started going to yoga once a month. It was outdoors. It was community yoga. It was mad cool. I was going with people that I liked and enjoyed being around. I started buying clothes and attracting clothes, fitness clothes. So I'm like, okay, if it's cute, I'm gonna be like, I can, fitness clothes are very cute. Plus, I love to be comfortable. So comfortable, cute, matching sets, sign me up. I was going to Ross, going to the junior section because I could still fit some of those large finest sets. I'm like, oh, it's lit. Like, it's lit. The options is cute. Then when I got injured during work at the Lion King, in addition to acupuncture and um what else was I doing? Acupuncture and PT. I was doing like yoga 3 times a week and it was hot yoga. So it was beautiful. It was, and I was, each time I'm doing it, I'm getting more comfortable with it. It's becoming fun. It's clearing my mind. I'm seeing how I feel afterwards. I'm seeing how I feel during. Like it, I'm notating it during the same time with my brain training. I'm writing down in my journal, like every time I'm making sure that anything that I'm working towards enjoying, I'm gonna milk it. I'm milking it. So I'm like, yeah, like yoga was really great today. Like I felt, refreshed. I felt free. I'm loving how my arms are feeling stronger. Like I'm loving how my balance is working. Like yoga's mad fun. Like this is what I'm doing. So that's making my subconscious mind feel safe around yoga, feel safe around that being my new identity, gradually, gradually, gradually until now at this point, my goal is to be certified. I would love to get a certification next year. Um, would be great to get certified with yoga next year would be amazing. So I'm a yogi. Like I can, I'm a yogi. I take it multiple times a week. And I identify being fit now. Like my body looks fit, my mind looks fit. People experience me as fit. And I'm like, that's crazy. I used to reject it. Like I used to very much not be with it. Very much not like, oh no, no. So it feels very, very big, especially as a person who is so strong. I'm so opinionated. When I be having them initial opinions, it's like them beliefs be feeling like my soul, my identity, like work out. What? I don't need to do that. Y'all look crazy. Like, get okay. Like, what? One of my buddies, my buddy in one of these programs that I have, she used to work out on vacations. I work out on vacation now. When I was in my 20s, early 30s, early 30s, I'm like, imagine me going to va on a vacation to do some working out. Now, sign me up for the flow. Eventually, I want it to be gym time, like gym time every morning, gym time, both. I want yoga, I want to flow and gym. Like that's what I'm aiming for. So that's one way. Another space where I did brain training was, and this is crazy because this place is probably different from what people are expecting. My singing abilities, my singing abilities, bruh. I have always known that I can sing, but not having had formal training with singing has made me feel like less than, especially in my industry where there's so many people have had formal training. So you got people that got talent, and then you got people that's whose talent have been trained. And so that has always been or had been in the back of my mind as a part of my identity. Like, okay, like, yeah, I'm the church girl that could, and my tone is pretty, but sis is not like, it's not giving weaponization. Like, she's not a weapon with it. And there were different parts of my life. So I'll say the most recent time where like it was a strong training was when I closed up and became Nala. Well, I feel like there was one more time that happened more recently, but this one is probably the most biggest, the clearest way that I brain trained my way into getting a lead role because, okay, so after I joined the show The Lion King, and even though I wanted to be Nala, me not getting Nala or having a Nala cover took a hit at my self-esteem. I let me not getting that role mean that I wasn't good enough and that I couldn't sing it, or that they didn't see me that I could, that I wasn't embodying it, that I didn't feel seen. So whereas another way that somebody else might have taken it was that I'm closer, like I'm inside the cast, like they saw something in me because they chose me to join this show where thousands of thousands of people are auditioning every year, and they put you in the cast. That means that you got something, very much something around, even if they don't see you right now as Nala. Sis, you're close. That's how my future self now would have talked to myself back then. But I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh wow, like you're doo-doo. Like I didn't feel like I had it. I didn't feel like I had what it took. So it took a hit on my self-esteem. And so much so that in the identity, even though I was in the show The Lion King, even after that, so I joined the show for a year and a half, and then I left because I was like, this is doo doo. I feel uncomfortable. I want to be this. I want to be Nala. and I'm not Nala, I'm a swing, and it's just not really that much fun. And I felt like my career was not going anywhere. A year and a half, I was like, this is not working. And so I left. Then shortly after I made my Broadway debut, which was great because I did want to be on Broadway. Made my Broadway debut. But the whole time that I'm in the show, so I would come back, I do this Broadway debut, I come back, I be on the road as a what an ensemble member. I fill in, I do this, I do that. Every time I come back, I my identity and the way I feel about my talent is enough to be in the ensemble. I'm like, oh yeah, like I know the show, like I done swung the show for a year and a half, like I'm good enough to be in the back. But during this time, I still didn't feel like I was good enough to be Nala. I didn't feel like my brain didn't compute that being a real thing. Like it still felt like a dream, like something far away. It didn't feel close. So brain training makes it feel like who you are and your identity. So I was doing a whole bunch of Abraham Hicks every morning. I still do that. Still watch 15 minutes minimum of Abraham Hicks every morning. And what she talks about is making sure your gratitude is reflective of where you are, what you have going on. And if you can do some scripting into the future and it feels fun, I do that with my gratitude too. So I use my gratitude a lot for my brain training because that's the thing that I do every single day for my brain. So, and my heart, it's both. It gives a twofer, brain and heart. So, with the brain training, I decided to come back to Lion King, and I was going back and forth on the road with um I was going back and forth on the road, and we was in Denver with my one of my good friends. Good friends, one of my hearts, Leroy. And I think one of the guys who was filling in for a lead role had a story where he really, really wanted to be Simba, and and when he was there, he wound up getting the cover and he was Simba. And so during that time, my homie Leroy was like touched base with me around my Nala dream and around my desire to be Nala. And it wasn't something I spoke about too much recently at that time, but it was something that I would remember choosing to think differently about because when no, so wait, he put the idea in my head like um wait, yeah, fast forward. I mean, rewind. Hold on. First, he he was talking about the guy who got to be Simba. We chatting, and we going over my history with Nala. Like, what happened with Nala? And so I'm telling him, like, yeah, like the last time I talked to him about that, that was mad years ago. Like when I was in Gazelle, our audition, and but like I was talking about tours that happened way long ago. I'm like, they know I'm here. And he's like, my homie Leroy's like, they don't know you want Nala. Like, you know how they're auditioning thousands and thousands of people for multiple countries every year. You think they thinking about you? And I'm like, they hiring me all the time. And he's like, but do you think they remember that you was in the open call auditions? Like, you gotta still be after it. You can't make it. They're not. They don't know. They don't see you. It's not that they don't like you. It's they don't see you. They don't know. So I let that sit with me, like, interesting. Because I was taking it as a choice of like, okay, y'all want me to come over here and fill in for Shinzi. Y'all want me to come over here and fill in for this swing part. Because at this point, I cover like 32 tracks across 4 companies. But at that time, it was like 16 tracks. I'm like, they want me to do this and that and do this and that, but they don't want me to be Nala. And what he was saying was like, nah, they don't, they're not even knowing that you want to be it. Have you put in your bid for it? Like, did you, what's tease? And so I'm like, okay, interesting, interesting, interesting. So I decided, and then at the same time, Abraham Hicks was telling me to be mindful of my daily interaction with my dreams, like every day. And so what will be happening and what has happened since I joined the show, way before I had any Nala cover, every time there's somebody that joins the show, when we go backstage and we're singing together, because you could hear somebody's tone, you could hear how they blend, you could hear, because you singing with them. It's choral singing. We sing it live every night. Every time you start singing with somebody or you do a solo, they hear you, hear me. One of the first things that come out of their mouth is, "Do you cover Nala?" Because when you're in the show, when you're in the ensemble, 9 times out of 10, you cover a track. So I covered. So one of the things you do when you join the show is you just guess, like, oh, who do you cover? Do you cover Beyonce? You cover Simba? You kind of ask who, and you ask that based off of what you heard them do and their look. So one of the first question everybody asks me all the time is, do you cover Nala? Do you cover Nala? And that question used to stab me. I used to take that question as a dig into my soul every day. Like every time somebody would join, they'd be like, "Do you cover Nala?" And I would be like, "Nope." They don't see it. Like, nope, it's paid. Like, I wish. Like, don't you think I should? Like, that's how I would take it. I'm thinking about this now. But after Leroy and me had that conversation, after Leroy and I had that conversation, excuse the grammar, I was like, okay, I gotta stop. When people ask that, I gotta stop fighting it. I gotta make it be something different, right? Like if you want that, you can't make that be hate. Like, so I was like, now when people ask that, I'm gonna try to make it's I'm gonna take that as a sign from the universe that somebody wants me to cover Nala, that is coming. So people would ask me and I'd be like, I want to. Like that's how I'll respond. People be like, "Do you cover Nala?" I'd be like, "I want to." And they'd be like, "Oh, it's coming or you should." I'm like, "I know, right? That would be mad fun." Like I would leave it like that. You think you cover Nala? I want to, I should. I think I want to. Then I started this was the biggest thing. One of the biggest ways I started brain training was when I was in the show, I started looking at the other girls as as understudy sisters versus people who had won me or beat me or like had it up one up on me. So by this time, before I got Nala, I had already had the Shenzi cover and I had the Sarabi cover. So I knew what was like to be a part of a group of people that's all doing the same thing. So I was like, oh, okay, this is the same thing. Like before you get it, you already are a Nala cover. What I would do with Shenzi covers and Shenzis, like anybody that is doing it, who's sitting in a role. My homie Martina is in it right now in on a tour. So I would do hers especially, and sometimes during the long standing one who's on Broadway, Benita, I would look at their show and okay, so the difference. Before I was brain training, I would avoid looking at the knowledge shows because I was just like, I don't want to. First of all, when I was feeling really, really sad, what I would do is my brain would just automatically try to rip they show apart and be like, oh, y'all are trash. Like, y'all not even eating. Like, but then when I was wanting to be in a good spirit, or when I was in a good spirit, it would just, it would make my brain would want to just focus on serving the show. Like, just be your character. If you're supposed to be God into her and bow into her, and Shadowlands just bow to her. Don't be focused on the show. Focus on who you are in the show. You're a swing in the show. That's how so I would just kind of avoid their show, try to avoid having an opinion on the show. But that would separate me from the character. That's still I'm still not looking at Nala. I'm not I only time I'm engaging with Nala is when I'm in my head away from the show. When whole time I have every night I can engage with the character through somebody else's eyes. So what I started doing was I would watch their show from a creative standpoint, from a a fellow understudy standpoint, which put me in a mindset of like, oh, like let's see what choices they make. Like, oh, I like how she bows. Like, I like how I love this laugh that she puts right here. Or like I like that. Oh, like, oh, okay. So that's how she interpreted those dance moves. Like, oh, that's fire. Like, oh, I like so I would be having fun with the role and also thinking about, oh, okay, that's how I would say this, or this is what this. So I'm brain training every night, looking at what is the best that I'm seeing from this Nala, and how beautiful, how toned, like seeing what trick she's doing. Like, oh, okay, so she's holding her breath here. That's how she's sustaining a note. Like, that's fire. Like, okay, I'm gonna take that note. She's taking this breath. She's doing this lunge. She's holding herself. Like, I was engaging with the note. ODOD. I was brain training. So that helped me because I felt a part of the understudies. I started liking the role. I started liking the idea of being around it. And at the same time, I'm still a vacation swing with um Broadway. I was so confident in that being my next step that when they asked me to extend my contract for a swing as a Shenzi, I put my foot down and said, I'll only do it if y'all give me the Nala cover. I said, this has been a part of my dream since I started. I can sing it. Everybody knows I can sing it. It's lit. Give it to me. And they gave it to me. I auditioned for it again, and they gave it to me. So I got it. And I brain trained my way there. So I just want you to know that yes, we have preferences of things, and our preferences come, and they might have supported us at this time. Like, I now look back at being a swing, and I feel like what I've gained from this show through being a swing from the tour first versus just being Nala on Broadway out the gate is something that has made me a better person. Like, my journey through with the Lion King this way has made me a better person. I would not switch it now. I would not switch it. I would not switch it. I would not switch it. So I want you to know that sometimes even the old beliefs and the old brain identity was what we needed to be, but you might reach a point where you're like, okay, I want a new thought, because a new thought and new beliefs are gonna serve me. I want you to know that it's possible to think something, to want to be somebody different, to want to, because it's about evolution. I want you to remember that progress. Yes, you're here. We're here to live, and we're here to be, and we're here to evolve, grow, progress, and sustain. So brain training has been a way that I've done that so excitedly. Brain training. And you can do it too. You can think, have a new thought that you want to do. And the first thing is collect the evidence. If you can collect, I love to collect evidence for the new belief. The belief, one of the beliefs that I'm working on and that I have worked on, even around men, is that my type exists and they want me. That the man and the type of men that I want to be your father exists and wants me as much as he wants him, as I want him. I watch a lot of media. I cross a lot of T's and dot a lot of I's. That's training my brain. And that's why my love life is the way it is. And that's why he's coming around the corner. So, okay. What I want you to remember is gratitude is always important. Like where you are is where you're supposed to be because everything that we're doing is adding. Like even when you're resting, there's reasons for you to rest. When you're going, there's reasons for you to go. Like we're creating balance through life. And I want you to know that you have the power to change your identity. You have the power to change who you are at any point, no matter how big of a mistake or big of a pattern or big of a rut that you've gotten yourself into, no matter how. I changed my idea around fitness in my mid to late 30s, bro. 35 years of being like, this is paid. Y'all want me to do what? Y'all want me to do what? And that's like I'm thinking about the people who changed their identities, became actors at 70. It was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. There's never, and you know why? Because there's always, you can always put down new neurological pathways. The only thing a brain belief is a neurological pathway that has been repeated over and over and over until it becomes something that's a habit, a habitual way of thought. So that just means you got to keep doing something over and over and over again, believe, collect the evidence, seeing it over and over and over again, and then finding the joy, the goodness in it over and over and over again. And then it's going to be a part of your identity. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, my joy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's what I want you to know. That's what I want you to take away. Let's go into the soul question. Okay, so as you know, and if you don't know, listener, at the end of each episode, we play this game called 36 Questions to Fall in Love, which is a New York Times article that was flagged as a really, really great way to foster vulnerability because it asks some hard-hitting questions. It's called 36 Questions to Make You Fall in Love. They say that if you answer these questions with your partner and you stare in their eyes for a certain amount of time, you will fall in love because of the vulnerability that has been fostered. So, very excited. I've been playing it with you because I want you to fall in love with me, my baby girl, baby boy, and listeners. So let's play. This is question number 19. She's a deep one. She's a deep one. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are now living and why? Okay, so the first thing I would do is definitely get a cute little will and testament, like figure out my last wishes type thing, plan my going away kind of thing. Sort I would like close up my affairs. That's how I would plan for the end. Um, I would definitely I would yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think I would still eat the way I eat right now because I enjoy the way I feel and I eat what I want for the most part. Um, I might go on some more trips. I might go on some more trips. I would hit Europe if I knew 1 year from now. I would definitely hit Europe. 2026 would go up. I would hit Europe. I would hit, I would try to hit Australia. Um, yeah. I would, yeah, I would like write really, really deep love letters and farewells to my closest people. Um, and what's one more skill I would probably want to learn before I die? I would probably want to um learn how to roller skate. Maybe I would try to get pregnant so I could at least try to feel. I don't know. That's hard. This is hard. This is hard. That's crazy. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Period. Okay. That was a good one. That was tough. That was tough. These is getting deep. Last week, last year, last episode was about your most terrible memory, and I had to bring out the crack episode. That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all dragging it. Well, thank you, listeners, for listening. I hope that you resonated with something that I've said, and I hope that you could use brain training in your real life, your everyday life. One of the resources that I used for brain training is actually reading this book called The New Psycho Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz and Dan Kennedy. And it is amazing. It's called A Mind Technology for Living Your Life Without Limits. And it goes in deep around the science behind brain training and what how you could use it for your life and why it makes sense. Like, yes, I mean, I understand it energetically, but that book talks about it in from a logical standpoint, less of an energetic standpoint, more of a like a logical biological standpoint. So if you interested in doing more brain training, this is the book for you. It was lit for me. Period. Now, if you like what you've been hearing, drop a review, drop a comment, text me, let me know you're listening, please. I see that there's viewers. I see. Words of affirmation is my jam. It's my jam. I'm over here and I would love to know if you listen this, swag me out. Swag me out. To you, my baby, I want you to know that I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to be your mom. I can feel being your mom already. We're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna have so much fun from our lessons, from our adventures. I just think about doing your hair. I think about our little spa days. I think about our mindset days, our girly days, our creative days. I think about our fitness days, our nature days. I'm just so excited to be your mom. All right, I'll talk to y'all next week.